Hey guys, welcome back to the TNC podcast, where we'll be discussing everything millennial and more.
Thoughts and opinions reflect views of our own.
I'm Toni.
And I'm Terry. Now let's
get to the tea.
What's the tea?
So, the government girlies. I mean, I haven't said that because Laura Loomer's not even the freaking government. That's why she's a fucking loser. Laura Loomer.
Yes.
That's why she's mad. She's a loser. I want to put that. Remember Luke Frazier went, loser.
I don't think they know what you're talking about.
That was a Real Housewives of Atlanta drop there.
Loser.
And you know. Anyways, Laura Loomer had some nerve to get on her Twitters and get into typing and being not even microaggressive, that's macroaggressive.
Macro.
She said, "It hurts my heart that we have ghetto black bitches who hate America serving in Congress," and tags our dear sister Jasmine Crockett.
Ew.
This tweet is followed up by many other racially egregious tweets. She goes, "Jasmine Crockett's homeboys and homegirl are big mad. I called her what she is, ghetto. I guess I finna watch my back. God forbid Shaniqua pops a cap in my ass. You feels me?" This is so corny too.
Who talks like that?
In the freaking 90s, like, girl, don't nobody talk like that. Shut up. Oh my god. And then why these bitches be trifling? Does that even make sense? Girl, if you finna play with me, you best be ready for the truth. I be spitting on your weave. I can spit mad bars, Jasmine. Baby girl don't like the taste of her own medicine. You feels me? And tag Jasmine again. So Laura Loomer is a dusty, crusty girl. You know, a white girl that could never, and is obsessed because she knows she could never. The girl ran for Congress mad times and nobody voted for her because she's a lunatic. And this is why she sees this black woman who has a voice, who actually has a place in our governing, and can't take right now.
Ew.
This is what black women have to deal with.
Ew.
First, have you seen Laura Loomer?
Ew. I think she's our age. I think she's like,
which is crazy. Young. That's a hard 32, baby.
A very hard 32. That's
I would say I'm exhausted with the whites, but you already know that. So
exhausted.
I'm honestly at the place though where I've realized and I've been saying this for a little while too, like, and I love the way Jasmine dealt with that because that's exactly what that deserves to get. Pay these hoes in dust. Pay these hoes in dust. Because really, I feel like a lot of this is they want some type of exchange. Let them talk to them fucking selves.
TTYL. Well, TT.
You never.
Oh yeah.
Not even let it talk to you never. Okay. But she did, and I love Jasmine's little shady get back. She basically was like, she basically had a little like some type of, I don't think it was a press conference, it wasn't that, but she basically, long story short, made a little jab saying that keep in mind that she's 12 years older than Laura Loomer with no Botox. Okay,
she responded. Okay,
yeah, not through tweets, but she said it verbally, and I'm like, yeah, that's all she needed.
Well,
that's all she needed. I was like, you know what I was thinking the whole time?
I am 12 years your senior.
No Botox, and look how I look compared to you, and you're hard 32.
Not hard 32.
See, these, let me tell y'all, they're upset because black don't crack, for real.
And don't.
Upset. Black don't crack. Black is resilient. Black will always outshine, no matter any roadblocks they put in our way. And that's really what the tea is.
That's the tea. That's the tea.
Now, if I was Jasmine, I like the way she responded, but I was like, before she even responded, I was like, you know, if I was her, all I would do is post a picture of her before and after, and just put go. So that's a comment. Let everybody in the comments rip her ass up. Okay?
That's bullying. We don't condone.
But the bullies need to get bullied. So there we go. Talking about taste of own medicine. There we go, Laura. That's what you deserve. Look in that mirror before you crack it. We hate you.
And why is it okay for people in places like this to think it's...
I mean, honestly, she's a citizen. She's not in government. Which is crazy because she's so close to Trump and advising
that's
him.
what I'm saying.
But she's literally a regular citizen.
What I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but then that's also giving anything to get close, just to be close, to be seen. You know, some people to be seen, no matter what
it's
it
just
is,
white
good or
supremacy.
bad.
Listen, the men's with the white supremacy. Let me tell you, those white women be upholding the shit out of that.
Yeah.
Half the time, I feel like the white girls be more sinister, if I'm being honest. But you know, it just goes to show, though. Like, I feel like when we talk about white supremacy and stuff, like, you normally think of like white men with that stuff. But I'm like, the women. What you think that 53% that fucking Trump vote? You saw that was looking for the white girls. Yeah, they uphold a lot of that shit. Let's be very clear, and that's why we don't trust them ever. As far as we can throw them. Sorry.
And can't and don't.
Anyways, Loomer, you got anything to say? Looks like a jigsaw.
You just said like 40 cuss words.
I'm sorry. She tried it. She tried it. Okay.
That's disgusting. But anyways, on a different note,
yes.
Personal accessibility. We are in the age of phones, social media. You have a million ways to access somebody, and I feel like many times me including myself, think that because we have immediate access to someone, like, oh, we have their number, oh, I can call them, that when we reach out to them, like, they're supposed to get back to you the moment that they get a notification that says that somebody texted you, somebody called you, granted, if you're waiting on something important, right? So you're looking out for it. But I just only wanted to mention, to keep in mind that we are in times that people just be going through stuff. People just be going through things. And even if they're not going through something, sometimes they just need a break from the things that they just finished accomplishing or going through, or whatever the case may be. Sometimes we have to realize, like, we're not entitled to our people's time. Like, fine, reach out all you want, but you call me 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108. What are you doing? What are you doing? For what?
I don't understand that. I'm gonna call somebody. I'm gonna only call you one time.
And sometimes you have the folks. Sometimes you got the folks that they won't leave a voicemail, they won't send a text message, nothing. So it's just like you got to call them back. And sometimes when you call them back, it's oh, I was just calling to say hey. 15 times. 15 missed calls just for you to say hey. Not even knowing if I'm over here throwing up my guts. Or if I'm 15 times.
That's insane. 15 times.
Sometimes I be thinking, this meeting could have been
an email.
This meeting could have been an email.
She was like,
wow, very much. Like, while yes, have meetings, right? But like, you didn't need to call me 15 times just to shoot it in a text. Hey, give me a call when you can. It's overwhelming. I know for me, it's very overwhelming.
No, it is.
Like, sometimes I would literally look at the phone and be like, oh my God. And it don't even be like you have 30 notifications. It'd be one. It'd be 5. And I'm just like, wait a minute, hold on. Not right now. Not today. Right now. So I want us to just be mindful as people. We are not entitled to everybody's time. And I wanted to talk about, you saw the Cameron, I showed you the Cameron episode.
And I just think it's important, like you said, to remember that we're in really rough times.
Yeah.
Really, really rough times. So I feel like everybody needs to just be a little bit understanding to everybody right now. Like, there's a lot happening, y'all. For real. Everybody might need a little space. Like
The world.
Everybody needs to have a certain level of grace for everybody right now. For real.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And then next I wanted to talk about, I showed you the interview on It Is What It Is, where Cam and Mace, they have a podcast. Mm-hmm. There's Arabia, Cameron, the rapper, Mace, the rapper, and Adrian Bronner was on as a guest. Mm-hmm. And Adrian Bronner, obviously he thinks that girl on the podcast is beautiful, and she is. And I'm just gonna play the clip of where Cam pretty much kind of like checks him because he kept on doing it consistently, and apparently the boyfriend was there. It was getting weird, very weird, and the boyfriend was there. Whether it's true or not, Cam said, "Yo, boyfriend's here." So let me just.
Arabia, is that a real background? Hey, stop. Can you stop? Yes. Can you stop? Let's see. Arabia.
Now, yo, bro, Subj, bro. Subj, so you gotta.
All right. Oh, shit. My bad.
Like, this all, like, pause the show for a minute. Like, I love your energy and this shit.
My bad.
Your energy good, but there gotta be a limit with it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? All right. Yeah. And trust me, I love you. You know you my brother. I'm just saying. It was cool, but a boyfriend here.
Cam just checked.
Nah, you my brother. I'm saying, like, yo, what type of brother? I'm gonna be if our boyfriend here? And like, it's of course you know stat look good, but it gotta be a limit, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I gotta stop that.
Yeah, it's all good. All right. Sorry about that, man.
I'm all right.
All right. Sorry.
All right. So that's the first time Cam pretty much checked them and about the boundaries. Pretty much like, yo, chill out. Her boyfriend's here. Don't let me tell you again. Mm-hmm. And if you watch the interview, Adrian, he could have been drunk. Definitely. And or on something. So, but either way, that doesn't make an excuse for you behaving that way. Learn how to control yourself whenever you under whatever it is that you under. You make the big decision to do whatever it is that you're doing. Make sure you know how to control yourself when you do whatever, when you're under whatever influence that you're under. And he kept on doing it, and eventually Cam was like, all right, I'm gonna have to ask you to go. I hollered when I saw Cam pull out his man purse and said, I'm gonna pay you for your time. It was a very cute purse. He said, I'm gonna pay you for your time, but I'm gonna ask you to go. And he was like, I'm not gonna do it no more. Cam was like, nah, you can wait outside though. You can wait outside though. He peeled off whatever he had to peel off and gave it to him, and he walked with him, like walked into the door. And I respect him for doing that because real life, most men don't do that.
No, they don't.
And even when we were growing up, you never saw
men standing up to other men.
You never saw that. I'm not saying that it never happened, but very rarely you ever seen it, especially when you're from urban communities. Mm-hmm. They see it is either they laugh about it,
join it on
the eye,
or right,
or
they just act oblivious.
They never be like, nah, but her boyfriend said. You can be walking down the street, cat calls. You can be walking down the street or in a store about to buy something. Oh, can I get that for you? No, thank you. Continues to talk to you. I have a boyfriend. You can't have friends. Oh, you don't hear. Stick bucket at your ears. Cause that's coming from a place of not being able to take rejection.
No, for sure.
And as women, there has been times, tell me if you've felt it in the past, but there has been times where you feel as a woman like, in order for me to be safe, I have to stop and talk to this man.
All right,
smile,
be
polite, give him. I mean, as a big old man now, come out to my face, sir. Move. You gonna catch this mace, okay?
But save the sparks,
okay? But well, in New York, it's just mace that it's legal, but you know. But yeah,
save the sparks though.
But as a young girl, there was a fear. I remember there's mad people that got my number just because I was just like, "Mwang, go my yard tonight."
Honey, in high school, my favorite thing was to do that. Give my number and I'm gonna block you as soon as you message me.
Oh, in high school, one of my things was giving my mother number.
Not your mom's number.
This is before they started to call on the spot. This was before
they fucked the game up with that.
They did. It was just like, oh, that's crazy.
Wow, I can't even give you a fake. And then you know what's crazy? No, and no, not even the key and laugh. Like, think about that for real. Like, a lot of times you'd be given this fake number, hoping that they would just take it and go and get out your face. But then it's like, imagine somebody calling your bluff and then you give a fake number. Like, now you're in an unsafe situation.
And they're walking behind you now. Now I can't turn on this block. Don't let it be after 7:00 because it might just grab me up. Who knows if I bust this corner and this man has a car on the corner and throw me in the back of it. All these things at 12 to whatever years old we were when these things were happening. Maybe not even 12, younger than 12, because back never mind.
No, actually, you segue into another conversation because I definitely was thinking about that the other day.
Oh, because a lot of the men growing up. It's a little sidebar from the Adrian Bronner, but it kind of goes into it. A lot of the men growing up, you 9 years old, and they see you start to come up age and be gradually. All of a sudden, they feel like a pinch on your arm and you walk by them. Let me talk to you. Can I buy this for you? Can I pay for this?
What age were you the first time that you realized that like men were looking at you in that way?
So I've before me turn slim goody now. Me used to tick what? But I had to be maybe 8, 9. 8, 9. I always had a butt. Well, when I was younger and thicker, I had a butt. I had I had a shape.
You had a body, yeah.
And I don't understand. Yeah, always had a body. As a kid, so I remember even as a teenager. I remember because as a teenager, my mom worked. She did hair, and she did hair, and even some of the clients' sons, and they was in before I was even in high school. Like I remember I was in junior high school, and there was this guy that used to come to his daughter. He used to get his daughter's hair done, and this man was obsessed with me.
Oh no!
And his daughter was younger than me, obviously, but I wasn't. I don't even think I was in 10th grade at the time.
Wow!
And I don't even think I hit high school because when she was at that location that I'm thinking about, I don't think I was in high school. And anytime, like, she would give me money, be like, go across the street and go get whatever it is. And if he's across the street, I got a nice, real tight grab on my arm, and it was. What age were you?
I was definitely in 5th grade. I'll never forget.
Don't say no names, girl.
I had me on some cute little sneakers, little jean skirt.
Period.
I remember the outfit and everything. And I just knew I was doing it with the outfit. But clearly, some grown man thought I was doing it too. So literally, mind you, I was walking into my elementary school. So there was no misconstruing of how old
you knew I was young.
Right.
You know, send me nigga guy school.
Very much. And the man was out there trying to talk to me, like trying to get me to come over there. And I was just like, and I went inside. I went about my little young child business. But I remember that was like the first time, like I was like, oh, like
this man want me.
Inappropriate. Like, yeah,
this is not okay.
Yeah. So yeah. And then it's interesting as well. We older, more mature hens now, but I think about it all the time. How like as a teenager, like getting catcalled all the time and approaching you all the time, and like now being grown, how that's not a regular occurrence, and it just goes to show to me that pedophilia low-key is a little normalization that's being in our society, and that's being honest, because it's just like
it is. Because even in earlier in the episode just now, less than a minute ago, I was like, "Don't say no names. No, shame them, shame them." But even as a kid, no, I'm saying that to say, even as a kid, we never said anything about those things. About it,
I don't think I told my parents or even went into school.
We just was like, "Oh, this is weird. Let me just not go around this person." That's kind of how it. Was that how it was for you?
Well, the thing is, he was like a random guy. Like,
just very okay, makes sense.
Honestly, you know how to be saying like them fucking child sex offenders be hanging around schools. That probably is exactly what that was. It wasn't somebody I saw. It was like this random guy.
Right.
Like I said, he knew I was a kid because obviously I'm older than fucking school.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, that's just that.
Ew. And even back in those days, you had men like that had friends that would not check them like, yo, that's a child. Very rare. You would have older men. We did have a couple. I remember because I've lived in my neighborhood, I would say, for most of my life, and most of my childhood, matter of fact. So a lot of the older men knew me, respected me by way of my mother and my uncle. Like, but then, they also had friends that was like, but that's how they look good enough. And then you had, you pass a barbershop and it, like I said, my mother did. So it's just like, you very rarely had men that was like, you thought that was okay to talk to that little 13-year-old girl because she looked like she's 19?
Talk about it. And all this just reminds me of like the gaslighting that women get when they basically say stuff about not feeling protected around men or not feeling safe around men. It just reminds me of, which I mean, so like men will sit there and pretend like, oh, like they don't know what we're talking about with why we think that way or why we feel that way. And it's just like,
because they're being called out and they don't want to be like, oh, I did this shit.
And not for nothing, but just the men who are bystanding during these times, you
just as guilty too. Mm-hmm.
Like, let's really clock real tea, because a lot of these niggas do be scared of other men too. These men be afraid of the men as well.
They do. That's their OG. They big OG. Dang, no.
Anybody at a certain age talking about OGs needs to get their life.
This is I say all that to say I respect the way that Cam handled the situation by putting him out, and I hope to see more things like that when it comes to
protecting women. I respect that. I do respect.
I really do. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of dudes that would have.
Because even though it's just a show, and he did it more than once. He did it at least 3 times, maybe more than that. It was definitely it was weird. Stat was like, you could see in her face that she was like, "Oh, thank you." Because how many times I'm gonna say thank you about you telling me that I'm beautiful? I wake up and I look in the mirror. My man tell me that I've had this face for how. Okay, so like, yes, you come in here telling me that, like, thank you, but like 15 times in the show, we here to talk about your career, boo, or whatever it is that they was talking about. I only watched the interview because I saw that clip and I was like, let me go see what this is about. Because I also, in my mind, I was like, wasn't this the same Adrian Bronner that Keisha Cole had dated? I think I asked Brianna and Bri confirmed. I didn't really Google it. I just went off. I took her word because if I asked, I'm sure she would know.
We love Keisha, but she definitely makes some choices when it comes to the men.
Child,
about track.
You know what? You a bigger man. Do what you want to do. Do your thing. Your thing at your thing, yeah. And what we speaking on now?
Well, I definitely wanted to start my speak on it with memorializing Assata Shakur. As we know, our great revolutionary passed away at 78 in Cuba, where she was having maintained political asylum. For everyone who doesn't know, and actually, fun fact, she's actually from Southside too, so
period.
Extra love her.
You aside?
Hello. But in the 70s, I don't have the exact dates right now, but in the 70s, she was definitely part of the Black Power Revolution. Was a Black Panther, and she was basically in a shootout on the New Jersey Turnpike. With state troopers. Long story short, she was hit. A couple of people that she was with was hit, and one of the officers died. They were trying to pin the death of the officer on her, although medically there was a lot of exams that was proving that her arm was literally paralyzed at the time because she was shot. So there was no way that she could have done that. long story short, she's been on the FBI's most wanted list, like all of that. She was in jail for, how long was it? I want to say,
Come on, revolutionary. Come on,
she was in
Panther.
jail for a little while, and she was basically, because of having good community and good connections, she was basically, somebody got her up out of there, and she basically fled and lived the rest of her life in Cuba. America has literally had money on her head ever since then. Been trying to get Cuba to bring her over. Shout out to Cuba. Cuba never ever gave her up. They always kept her, and kept her safe. And I'm just glad that it's really beautiful to know that she was able to pass on her own accord in her freedom. Like I said, America never got to get her, and she just shows you that power that we harness. Like, I feel like that's really somebody that her, Angela Davis, is a lot of people that I really do look to as heroes in that way. Just the courage to have been in that time as a Black woman by yourself, like, to really, like, fight through that, fight for your right, stand up for yourself, stand up for your people. Like, literally think about that. She really, like, in a sense, laid her life and her freedom on the line for the betterment of all of us, So I just had to make sure I give my flowers to the late and great Miss Queen Assata Shakur. Yeah.
Rest her soul.
For sure.
Rest her soul.
Also, I will always plug her autobiography, Assata, the best book I have ever read in my life. That's one of those books that I will always say is a great read. Like, I read that book, and when I say everything that she tells you, it feels like you're, like, watching a movie, reading it. I gotta pass it off to you. It's a great book.
Do you have it on hand?
I have it at home. Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
Amazing book. Please, y'all, if I get a chance, read it.
I will find the link and drop it in the bottom too. I'm sure Amazon
just called Assata. Yep, and it's her autobiography. She wrote it herself. Also, I want to say that, speaking of that time of the Black Power movement, I watch a lot of videos from around that time, and if you know anything about that time, the Panthers and just everybody who was just in those movements. They were so educated. They were so, like, those Black people, all of them. I'm like, all the Panthers, really, a lot of them were fucking law students. Look at Angela Davis. Like, they were all very highly educated people, and they were all about making sure that all Black people got that same education. All Black people had those resources. It was really like that. They had a really big effort of community, and honestly, they would have been unstoppable. But the CIA made sure that they dismantled that whole movement, which is really wild to think about, because the KKK has been around for way longer than that, and that's never been dismantled by the CIA.
Well,
but anything where it comes to us progressing and finding our true power and stuff like that, they gotta
cut the tree down.
Hello,
cut it down.
So yeah, Brianna, at this point, you get mad mentions on his sister girl. We love you.
Come on next time.
Come on, girl. You gotta come on.
Come on next time.
But she sent me a video of these young Black men during that time, just basically speaking about basically a lot of the brainwashing that America has forced onto us and anywhere else that's been colonized. The brainwashing that it does to Black people to keep them subservient, to keep us in these certain places, not for us to make sure that we don't find our power, we don't find our voices. And basically the video was, these young Black boys, they were pretty much advocating and, speaking Black power stuff. And there was a Black Christian man there who basically was, like, interceding in the talk. Basically, long story short, the man was basically trying to essentially be like, you're Christian before you're Black. It was very much of that type of rhetoric. And, like, the boys were giving him such pushback on it. And there was a comment under that video that somebody said, and I laughed. Me and Brenda had a good hearty laugh, but there is historical context to that as well. The comment said, "Damn, they had to give us crack." And while me and her laughed, when we really think about it, like that movement, crack literally did come at the end of that movement. They dismantled all of that stuff, and then they threw crack inside. And they went like that was all very intentional, very very intentional.
Like a lot of the things that they are doing now. History repeats itself, guys.
For real.
I hope y'all really. I really hope that you guys believe and see and pay attention that history does repeat itself.
I was watching a video actually today of an older black woman, and she basically was saying how you know the famous Malcolm X quote, if you don't know where you've been, you don't know where you're going. Right? And that is such a fact. She basically was talking about the fact that a lot of this younger generation, a lot of the reason why there is a lot of ignorance that we see, or people saying stuff like, "Oh, I've never had any racist," like black people that will deny these realities that is happening.
Mm-hmm.
She basically was saying that it's her generation's fault, because she was like, they went through it, but they didn't take the time out to make sure that the future generations never forgot it. And she was like, we're seeing the repercussions of that. And I really thought about it, and I was like, had it not been for me going to get a degree in history, or even having older women around me who have experienced those things and stuff like that, yeah, there would have been a level of ignorance. You know what I mean? And it's crazy to really think about that. And it's like, when she was saying that, I was like, damn, that is so true. Like, it's really our duty to let our kids know these stories and the history of our people, and how important it is for us to be on one accord with each other.
Because when they getting rid of them books,
come on,
all we got to lean on is the history that our people
instilled and told
are going to instill and tell us, and
it's for us to continue. And that's just it.
Each one teach one.
Each one and teach one. So I just wanted to say, like I said, rest in peace, Queen. We appreciate you. We love you. There you go. You're free. You've been free, but you're free. For real. So, yeah. You're free for the people, sister. Period.
And speaking of it, I just want to go be aware that we are in the era of mass misinformation, where the media is being controlled in a way that is big question mark.
We've never seen this before. Never seen this before. Not in America, at least.
You got to mind what you're saying. I'm not telling you, well, it should be a conscious thing that you mind what you're saying. However, what I'm saying is, with the mass information that's happening in the media and the control of what it is that they want you to say and not want you to say, do your research and read. Don't just read something because don't just read the headline and be like, oh, this is what this is. Oh my God. And formulate an opinion.
A lot of the way people get their information these days, child.
It's fine that you are like, oh, like you have an opinion on whatever it is that may be going on today. But what's not fine is that you have an opinion with a foundation of nothing behind it other than the headline that you read and a comment that you didn't like under the post. Read it for yourself. If you have people around you that is like-minded, pitch it to them and see what they say. Maybe they'll shoot you an article that, sometimes your friends know things, or, they have knowledge of topics and they saw something. They can shoot you an article. If you read, you Google, Bing, whatever search engine you want to use, get you a newspaper. I've been the girl as of lately. I grab a newspaper or two from the stand. But, I'm trying to diversify how I get my information as far as news. But yeah, I encourage us, older and younger, to read, to understand, to research. Don't just go for the first thing. I have this conversation with my nephew all the time because he knows how to use Google. And I tell him, when you Google anything, the first thing that's going to come up right now is something that AI gave you. And I don't want you to stop there because that's the first thing that you see. Because sometimes what I've noticed, if I ask something in Google, it gives you the most popular answer. So if you're thinking, is the sky gray? And you put it in Google and Google says, yes, the sky is gray, you feel like you're right. But if you scroll down a little bit more, you're going to see like, actually, it's periwinkle. It's not gray. But because the first one, the AI generated answer that you saw said it's gray and it aligned with your thought, you came in there thinking that it's gray, you're going to go ahead and say that it's gray. You never clicked anything else down there. So I tell him,
that's called confirmation bias.
And I tell him, I'm like, don't go to that first one. Don't base your answer. Don't just because that looks like, just because that's the answer that you came into Google, that don't mean that's the answer, babe. I want you to keep scrolling. Keep scrolling and click other things. That's what research means. I had to explain to him what is research. I found myself, which I never thought. Well, I guess you don't really think of these things because you kind of just it kind of just happens, and you're just like, in hindsight, like, oh, I'm showing you what research is. That's the kind of teacher that I am, and that's also the kind of learner that I am. You got to show it to me. You can tell it to me all you want. I can hear you. I can listen, but like,
I'll be visual.
For me to be able to like lock in, I think, it works better when I see it too. So I'm like, you scroll and you make sure that you get more, make sure you see that the sky is gray at least 10 times. Because if I ask you to pull from those resources, I want 5 of them.
That's it.
I want 5 resources from what you Google. And one of them better not be the first one that say AI. That's the anti.
And it better be from a credible site too.
That's my aunt that I am. That's the aunt that I am. Very much. I don't want to hear what Wikipedia said. Go back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to make sure that all goes back to what I was just about to say. I'm like, people need to get on it with like media literacy in a real way, like, and even just like that, like researching, like knowing how to do like accurate researching.
Yeah.
Period.
Which reminds me. Never mind. Mind your business, guys. Pretend I can never say that.
But yeah, no, the misinformation is certainly rampant right now. We spoke about that, like, I think, was it the first or second episode that we were saying how, like,
one of them, go back and go listen, guys.
Yeah, that basically we're just in a world now where the truth is evading.
Yes. It has to be one of the first 2 episodes. The truth is a light in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you saying it.
Yeah, but we're really in a... There's going to be so many studies on this time, I swear. I swear we're going to all look back at this in another 20 years or so and just be like, this was
it, honey.
Definitely a psyop. Like,
millennials have lived through very much what?
No,
what is it?
So much stuff.
Has it been 2 recessions since the housing crashes?
And you know, I would love
it's been a thing.
I would love to do like such a deep dive on this topic, but I feel like I don't always have my words together for it because I have like my thoughts. There's so many thoughts.
So let's dedicate an episode to that so that you can gather your thoughts.
Yeah.
Coming soon, guys. We won't tell you when, but it's coming.
Yeah, no, for sure.
A real, You know what? Let's just dedicate one to it.
For sure. We got to run this back. It's really important. And because there's a lot of stuff that's happening that we're not seeing. Like, it's a lot.
There's a lot of partial truths that we're getting.
Yes.
Partial truths, partial information, generalized information,
untruths.
Complete untruths, so much. We're in the middle of a government shutdown at the moment. And that is unfortunate because I feel that a government shutdown is saying, well, leader, can you lead?
And according to our leader, before he was a leader, he said the same. He agreed with that.
Oh.
There's a video,
Wow. Well, look at that.
That it's the president's fault that there's a government shutdown.
Well, look at that.
But let him tell it now. It's everybody on the left. It's their fault. Which is crazy because Republicans have the Senate, have Congress, they have everything.
That's my thing. Like, you guys have that, so why can't... It's still
but that goes back to what I was saying about the truth. The truth is evading us.
And again, And here it is also being divisive
Yeah,
because
that's the point.
now you're.
What's the point? Now,
Well, it's their fault.
if the president saying
well, we're here, then it's, and then you have the person
true, right?
going, well, and it's just like, oh, so then
a lot of manipulation.
why are we here?
I don't know when we got on this timeline, but I want off this ride. I want off this ride.
I want to get off the ride.
I don't know. We're in the twilight zone for real. I've been seeing it. Strange times indeed. But did we want to talk about the president's claims of Tylenol?
Oh yeah, because let scientists do this.
Please let scientists
do their job. Let the people that are qualified to do what they're supposed to do make those calls. Do not go out here just like you was telling them to drink bleach back then, and take all those things that you was. Let the people that know what to do about this stuff do it. And this is where, when you have a certain kind of platform, just like we have a platform,
you have responsibility.
You have a responsibility, especially when you're the president.
You have the biggest responsibility.
The biggest responsibility. Seeing what the country looks like now, such a big responsibility.
But that's the point.
And that's what you're going up there to do?
That's the madness that he wants. There's all. Listen, it's crazy because all this talk about autism and stuff like that. Going back to our conversation about Sydney Sweeney and her genes, this is all related to eugenics. All of it is fucking eugenics. All this this pushing with people with disabilities, autism, blah, blah, blah. It's all from there. So it's all that same shit, bro. Like,
ciao.
There's honestly, I tell everybody, everything that we're seeing happen right now, if you know the history of what led up to the Holocaust, it's the same playbook. Also, Trump's family is German, so do what you want with that information.
Well,
but yeah, do not believe the nonsense that you're hearing.
Yeah. Do your research.
Please, do your own research.
Do your own research.
And qualified research, just like you said. Don't just be Googling something and the first thing you see that
and say,
no.
And Instagram is not
and
incredible
also,
source.
not for nothing, let's start listening to people who are actually in these fields, who are actually experts. This goes back to, I feel like everything, all connections. Our intellectualism conversations, it's this, anti-intellectual, our anti-intellectualism conversations. It's all the same thing. And you know what?
They want you stupid to keep you stupid.
Yes. And
so
also
feed you stupid stuff.
Not for nothing. I feel like the time that we start, denying scientists and professors and doctors and people who are experts in these fields, conveniently comes at a time when Black people, Black women especially, are known as the highest educated demographic group. Do what you want with that information as well.
There's that.
They're gonna keep moving that goalpost every time they see that we're becoming those experts. And oh no, you don't listen to them. They don't listen.
They're gonna find every and any reason to undermine you because of who you are. They don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Because you're out here calling spades.
Now this is when they try to tell you that college isn't important and stuff like that. But they're gonna make sure all their kids in college though. So like I said, don't be listening to these people. Do not be listening to these people. All these kids, they got their kids in the best of the best of schools. So please, listen to them if you want.
Make sure you do your own research.
Right,
child. Make yourself aware. And I want to say that we need to understand that we don't get to tell anybody how long it should take them to be okay with something, get over something, feel better about something. Especially when you are a repeat offender. This isn't it's
not a one-off incident.
Yeah, you've done this 10 times before, and the 11th. First of all, for you to do it 10 times, it's crazy. It's insane. But you know what? We are human. Some of us, sometimes it takes 10 times, sometimes it takes 1 time, sometimes it's 3 times. But if you're a repeat offender, You do something 10 times and you expect that the person, because you apologize, the person's supposed to take it and go,
shit is all good now.
well, okay. So how was the rest of your day yesterday? No, if you need to take time, take the time.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and take that time and process whatever it is. I don't get to tell you, well, you ain't speak to me for 3 days, so you need to speak to me on the fourth one. Like, you don't get to tell me if you've severely hurt my feelings. It don't matter what it is. If there's something that the other person is distraught about, the other person is obviously their
feelings about.
Yeah, you don't get to, just because you feel like, well, I've apologized, I've tried reaching out. No, sometimes they need that space. Give them that space. Don't suffocate them.
And that just goes back to something I always say. I'm like, just because you apologize doesn't mean that somebody has to forgive you.
And also, just because you apologize doesn't mean that somebody needs to accept that apology.
No.
A person can, you can very well apologize and a person could be like, I hear you, thank you so much. And that be the last conversation that y'all had. And you need to be okay with that.
Yep. Every action has a what? Reaction.
Period. We need to realize that we need to be more mindful when we say things, do things, and understand that things come with repercussions sometimes. And it's not always what we want it to look like, but we also need to be okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
And we also need to make sure that we're not out here like, oh, well, I think you need to be okay with it because of X, Y, Z. No. That we're too big for this.
Way too damn big.
We're too big to sit here and say, and not reflect. That also looks like, not reflecting looks like, well, I said that you were a bad person only because I was in my feelings, but I apologize, so we should be good. But did you think and say, well, why was I in my feelings because of that?
Mm-hmm.
That's a you thing sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we are quicker to speak than we should be. We have to be slower to speak. Slower in anger. The Bible says this too. A little Bible mention here too.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be mindful of the things that you're saying, especially when it's people, people that mean something to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't just say it and know that it affects them and not be like, well, why did I say that? Because that actually really did hurt their feelings. So did I really mean that? Did it come from somewhere? Or was it just something I was going through and dealing with?
Right.
Either one of it is okay. And a lot of things are very salvageable, but let's be mindful of it. Let's be mindful of these things to remember and show up a little bit differently with that. Would you say you agree?
Well, I agree.
Because the whole time you're sitting here nodding, and I know you agreeing. I just want you to say it. No.
What was I gonna say? I feel like a lot of what you're saying, I feel like you have to like possess a level of like self-awareness too. And that's something I feel like a lot of people are missing as adults.
You're right. You're right.
Us talking about reflecting is something that's easier said than done for a lot of people.
Because it is hard to look internally, especially when you wrong. Some people be wrong and strong, honey.
Which is a crazy thing to me. I feel like you should always be able to be like, all right,
Maybe because you're not always right.
You're not always right. And sometimes you are wrong.
And you don't know everything. And things change. And people change, especially the people in your life. Things happen. Like they go through different seasons.
That's a fact.
Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of, you know what? I didn't really consider that a lot of people, because it's holding the mirror to yourself.
No, I say it all the time. There's a lot of people that it's hard for them to, like I said, just, I don't know if you ever heard me say, you heard me say that before. I'm like, a lot of people, it's hard for them to even just say I'm sorry on certain things, because it's really all just like an ego-y thing, to be honest. But saying I was wrong, saying I'm sorry is a hard thing for a lot of adults. A very, very hard thing. And I think that's just such a wild thing.
And it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. But it is. That's the truth, though. It's the truth that it's hard. And
I don't know. It is an ego-y thing. It has to be. I'm like, I feel like there's nothing else to explain out of that to me. Because I feel like, what is the thing that is stopping you from saying I'm sorry in a genuine way? What is stopping you from admitting that you're wrong? You know what I mean? Like, it has to be an ego-y thing. That's the only thing I can think of.
Emotional immaturity. Because sometimes a person, as long as it pisses you off, yep, the sky is pink. As long as it pisses you off, the sky is pink, honey.
Damn.
And that is what's crazy to me, because it's like, oh, you are 50 in a 5-year-old body. Out of my face. Out of my face. Grow up.
That's a fact. Now, see, that's a fact.
At some point,
there's a lot of adults walking around here that's still in their kid emotions, still moving like kids. Just, yeah.
And no shame behind it. No accountability. No shame. No reflection.
But like I said, that going back to what I was saying, you have to be self-aware of what you're doing in order for you to do those things.
True.
So,
well, there's that. Yeah. This is, yeah.
All right. So I wanted to chat about just basically capitulation, basically. We saw Jimmy Kimmel. He recently, because of our president, making a little jokey joke about him and his homeboy's assassination. Long story short, got him off the air immediately. I want us to be aware as well that a lot of what we're seeing with, our president silencing media and all of that type of influence, it's literally to make us all scared. That is the purpose. It's to make you afraid of speech. Is freedom of speech in America? I've said it's been a question mark for a minute.
Very, very big question mark.
I feel like at this point we can pretty much see that it's really not. But it's neither here nor there. But yeah, because of Jimmy Kimmel being taken off air because of Trump, long story short, there was a huge pushback by most people, and a lot of people canceled their Disney Plus accounts, canceled Hulu. I was one of them. I was a lot of that. Literally because that's messed up. Why are we?
So I can't say nothing and have a show. Oh, okay. So then you don't need me. You don't. I don't need this subscription anyway.
Because y'all done fired this man as if he didn't have big ratings. Like, he clearly had people that were.
And that's why they brought him back.
Right. So they lost how many billions of dollars? I can't remember. They lost
a decent amount.
Yeah, from those Disney subscriptions and people leaving. And honestly, if everybody's a real person, they would hold the line and still not go over there to Disney because they tried it. So long story short, with that being said, All the stuff that's happening with Trump, I just want to remind everybody that of the saying, you never give a bully your lunch money.
Mm-hmm.
Because you already know how that goes. You do what they say that one time, they're going to come back and be demanding more and more
And more because they know you're scared. And you're going to give it to them because you don't want to be scared anymore.
Exactly.
And you're never going to stop being scared.
The biggest tactic this administration is going to have over us is their use of fear tactics. They're making sure that their base is afraid of everybody that doesn't look like them.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot. A lot of it is fear based. A lot of it is ignorance based. It's a combination of all of that.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, I tell everybody, I say it all the time. I'm like, this is not the time to be afraid of nothing.
It's not.
It's not the time to be afraid.
It's not.
It's not the time to put your head behind your tail. Like no. It's the time that we need to be out and louder than ever. To not be silent on nothing, because that's exactly how people like Trump get away with what they want to get away with. So I was really proud of people holding the line with Jimmy Kimmel. I do wish, unfortunately, people like Joy Reid would have gotten that same support. But that's neither here nor there. I feel like when it's a black woman, we don't get those graces. But
what'd she say? We didn't hear her.
Exactly.
What'd she say?
But speaking of never giving a bully your lunch money, it just reminded me of even how somebody that have been in jail. They'll tell you all the time that if another inmate or anything gives you anything for free, or
the pack of noodles that you
I said that. So they leave a pack of noodles on your bed, do not eat it. Return it to sender. Because literally that's exactly it's the same thing about giving, like it's the same thing. There's a reason why they're doing that. They want you to be indebted to them. In some ways, I'm sure they want your booty.
They want your booty.
And honestly, in jail, that be the season.
They trying to rub on your booty in a bunk.
It's not worth the noodles, honey. Send it back.
Give the noodles back.
But yeah, just everybody right now needs to hold the line. Like I said, we can't be afraid. We can't be backing down to bullies. It's their shtick. This is how they get what they want. And if you bought that life and you don't want this life that they're trying to force on us, it's not the time for you to be scared.
Oh yeah,
it's not.
Definitely not.
You better think about Harriet Tubman, honey. My girl was out here on her own, freeing the slaves. We have the courage of a lion right now, for real. So yeah.
Let's hear it.
All right. So
my song?
What we hearing today, sister?
My song that I picked was "Power" by Kashdoll. It's fire.
No, that shit was fire.
Cash is lyrical. The rap girlies be rapping. Like the lyrical rap girlies be rapping.
Facts.
Okay? And Cash, do not undermine her. Okay? Go and listen to Kashdoll because you will not be disappointed. That last entire album actually.
Hard.
Like no skips. And I love a good no skips.
I gotta listen to it. You played Power and you played another song. No, I'm not gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
But what I do love about Kashdoll, I feel like she definitely promotes a lot of girl bossness. I like that. And I also I feel like her music gives me very much like, I need some motivation to get somewhere. Like, these white people about to mess with me today. Let me listen to this shit and boss up before I go to work. So yeah,
very much.
Definitely.
With the hair toss, because the hair eats too.
Honey.
The body. Come on.
I just told her, I said, we got to get us a flight to Detroit, because they say them Detroit stylists don't play when it comes to what's like of the hair, honey.
The hair is it's giving. It's Power by Kashdoll. Go listen to it if you haven't.
It's good.
Such a good song. I like it lyrically.
Period.
What's your song?
So it's interesting that you chose the Power song is a Kanye West sample.
Yeah.
Because I chose crack music by Kanye West in the Game from Late Registration. First off, we already know Kanye's like first 3 albums.
Amazing
Bodies of work. Those are masterpiece level bodies of
Run them back
for sure. I actually chose this one because this song randomly popped in my head the other day. And it's just basically, just talking about Black struggle. It's funny. What was one of the lines? I think he says, fudge. Hold on. Pause
Take
this.
your time. Take your time. Take your time. What's the rush?
Yeah, there's a line in the song where Kanye says, "How we stopped the Black Panthers." Ronald Reagan cooked up an answer, and he said, "You hear that? What Gil Scott was hearing when our heroes and heroines got hooked on heroin. Crack raised the murder rate in D.C. and Maryland." And I just thought it was just crazy because besides our queen Assata passing away and her being a part of the Panthers, and even when I mentioned the thing about how they had to give us crack. Oh, I'm not gonna see it. I'll just tie it in. Come on, shout out to the connection. But yeah, like I said, we need to know our history, all of that. Early Kanye before he started getting real weird. I don't know, but he definitely was on that Black Power shit with his music. So that's the era of Kanye. I love that album, Late Registration's masterpiece. Crack Music's a great song, and I thought that it was just befitting with everything we just spoke about. Really. So yeah,
I think that Kanye should re-release, unless it's something with his label. I'm sure it probably is, but I think he should re-release like how they used to be back in the days, artists used to have like the deluxe, like they will give you like 3 CDs in one. I think he should do like his first 3 in one at a big rate, but I'm sure that there's something behind it why it probably won't be able to happen. Probably some label something. Probably it's probably something why it can't happen. But it would be so cool. And I say that because just I think it'd be cool if they did something like a deluxe thing. Because I want that. I want it in a pack. It's collector's item. That's what I'm saying. Collector's item.
I actually would support that because I really love those 3 albums are all very effective. You can tell me nothing about Kanye in them days. Now, child. God.
Period. Kanye, we loved like you.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Thanks for tuning in to the TNT Podcast. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify.
Got a story, topic of interest? Email us at tee.teapodcast@gmail.com.
Meet us here again, same day and same time next week. Bye.